Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's James with Rowe-Thrush. Welcome to the Rowe-Thrush Solution Selling Show. Today, we'll be bringing on Eric with Bridgeport Fittings. Before we bring him on, a little bit about this show. This is a weekly live stream that we do for the Grainger sales force, where every week we like to bring on a different supplier partner of ours and give them a quick little interview to help ask them the questions that a Grainger account manager would want to know. So this is designed for the Grainger sales force. Quick before we bring Eric on, Rowe-Thrush, we're a manufacturer rep agency that represents just over 60 supplier brands into Grainger, ranging from lighting, electrical, material handling, hand tools, pneumatics, safety and security, plumbing, and heating and air conditioning. We have many great resources available to the Grainger sales force, like these live streams that we do, the Rowe-Thrush SharePoint site that houses our entire library of Graingerized literature, additional Rowe-Thrush videos that are only available on the SharePoint site, our brand new YouTube channel, which we're live streaming on, LinkedIn, just lots and lots of resources available. Message me if you have any questions or would like more information on any of that. With all that said, I'd like to welcome Eric to the show. Welcome, Eric. How are you today?
Doing well, doing well. A little cold here in Connecticut, but hey, it's winter time. That's what we're used to, right?
Yeah, you were saying it's -8 there. It's negative. Well, it was -8 here in Illinois as well when I woke up and walked out the door. So it was a bitter cold, but it made me be thankful that my car has a remote starter on it.
Oh yeah, make it easy for yourself.
Yeah. So first, I want to thank you for joining us again. This is your second time joining us. You joined us in season 1 about Bridgeport, and here you are again. So we have some really exciting things to talk about. But before we do that, I want to know a little bit about you. Tell us, how long have you been at Bridgeport? What did you do before Bridgeport? And just a little bit about your history.
Yeah, James, thank you again. Great opportunity. We've seen some great success, and we're learning, and the partnership is growing. So I'm certainly honored to be here again this year. As far as myself, I've been with Bridgeport Fittings a total of 14 years, and with the NSI acquisition, now I'm part of the NSI family of brands, and I've been with NSI 3 years, and that has been really exciting. When I think of how they've taken the passion here at Bridgeport Fittings from our manufacturing facility into our technical sales team and blended it so nicely with the large sales force that NSI Industries has out in the marketplace, their brand being so well received, and the position of Bridgeport, it's just been a perfect opportunity for me to see growth, experience personally and professionally in areas, learning about manufacturing more than ever before, learning about how to cross sell our brands with Polaris, with Torque. It's been really a lot of fun. So a total of 14 years and 3 of it moving forward with NSI Industries.
Very cool. Thank you for that brief intro. Now, last time that I had you on the call, I asked you a question, and that was, "What is your favorite movie and why?" Do you remember what movie it was that you said?
You know what? It still is The Godfather. I think I could
Yep.
watch that over and over. And as the holidays came to us last year, it was running. And I do find that sometimes I see something that I never saw before. So again, Godfather. But I think with the pandemic, Netflix, Hulu being home more than usual, we got to enjoy a lot of movies over the years, and so it's fun to sit back and enjoy some of the great shows that are out there.
Yeah, yeah, and Godfather, you can't go wrong with that.
I don't think
Excellent
you can.
movie.
It's the Italian in me. I don't think you can.
Great movie choice there. But this year we got a new question, and that is, what is either your favorite song or your favorite album, and why?
Wow. Geez, I've got a lot of great songs that I enjoy. I look at some of the Grateful Dead stuff, some legendary, some Led Zeppelin. I mean, there's just some great artists. Um, there is an executive manager at NSI, and he had a nice way of tying personalities to theme songs as we would come up and make a presentation. And it was really cool to hear the playlist that he had and how he positions songs that you take for granted because you don't really hear the lyrics, and you put it to the personality of the person. So, upbeat, always positive. That was kind of the backdrop for me. So I do enjoy some of the oldies.
Excellent choices. Grateful Dead, Led Zeppelin, two great bands. Funny, quick story about the Grateful Dead. The other day, I was leaving for work, and my daughter, she's 14, she comes down the stairs, and I see she's wearing this T-shirt, and I'm like, "What is that? That looks kind of familiar." It was a Grateful Dead shirt with the skull and the rose crown, if you will. And I was like, "You're wearing a Grateful Dead shirt." She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I didn't know you listened to the Grateful Dead." She's like, "No, I don't. I just like the t-shirt." I'm like, "Oh God, you're one of those." I can't believe it. So I made sure that night when I came home, we started listening to some Grateful Dead while we were eating dinner, because I was like, I'm not going to have a daughter that wears a t-shirt of a band and has never heard any of their music before.
I bet she
So
got appreciation for it. She heard some lyrics, she heard some great melody. I mean, there were some things there that she probably uh, grew an appreciation for.
yeah, I imagine so. They're a phenomenal band. Really well written music. Lyrics great. Just I didn't like them a whole lot when I was younger. It was only as I grew up old and got older that I started to appreciate just how good of a band they were.
Yes.
So, all right, moving on. Tell us a little bit about Bridgeport Fittings.
Bridgeport Fittings, there is a lot to talk about. When you think about the fact that we are a U.S. manufacturer, we really do focus in on 8 important categories to the electrical industry. Grainger has shown that success throughout those categories of products, from metal clad cable to EMT tubing to rigid and IMC conduit, to the fittings relative to the raceway, from bushings to grounding bushings, liquid tight connectors, rain tight EMT. The key here at Bridgeport Fittings, and I am actually at the facility today, is that we have evaluated, we've got the core products being manufactured, and we're certainly ramping up our machines. I'm proud. Every time I'm here, I think of the passion, the 205 employees that make up this manufacturing force, 2 shifts, and again, it's core products that are being used by electricians every day. 16 out of the top 25 items that can be found in an electrician's van every day are being manufactured in this facility. It's over 850 items that create 70% of our volume throughout the United States and Canada. So we certainly know the value of having the right products being manufactured on site. And we've eliminated all the things that we've been learning over the last couple of years. We've got availability. We're shipping and manufacturing here in the United States. And with NSI, the manufacturing facility is becoming even more efficient than ever before, with some lean evaluation to some production areas. We've done a great job with those tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 items. But NSI is taking us deeper into our manufacturing product offering and creating some efficiencies in our 3rd, 4th, and even 5th tier type products. So it's only going to make us more wanted and desired by distributors like Grainger, because we will have more of those A items available and for shipment. I look at this photo here and I see the manufacturing, certainly the picking and packing in the warehouse. Then I see the tool room. One of the areas that's really created an opportunity, and it is a tremendous advantage for Bridgeport Fittings, and that is that we can manufacture, design our own tooling. There might be a simple item like an offset nipple or a chase nipple, and traditional usages and volumes had products being produced, maybe 4 products every time a shot of molten material would go in between the 2 dies that close and create the shape of the product. Well, now we see so much more demand for certain trade sizes. Our tool room is taking a die that had 4 cavities, turning it into 6, and we're getting 50% more volume now with every time that molten zinc is melted and injected in between the dies. So our production, again, analytically, is evaluating what makes sense so we can have the right product available at over 800, over 100 Granger locations.
That's great. This morning I was on 6 district team calls, and there was one question that came up multiple times on different calls, and that was, how are your suppliers doing supply chain wise? Do they have items on back order? Are they having any issues like that? And I told them, like, in today's environment, it really depends. We did have some suppliers that were severely hit by supply chain shortages at the beginning of the pandemic, but most of our suppliers are doing just fine now. So thank you so much for relaying that information, that Bridgeport is doing just fine. You guys have plenty of inventory, able and ready to ship Granger orders. That's great to hear. So next, getting into customer segments, what types of customers are key targets that a Granger account manager could go to when talking about Bridgeport fittings?
Absolutely an advantage when you have the Bridgeport product offering, and with a number of pieces of information from our literature, sell sheets, brochures, and even in our catalog. We've categorized products certainly by their product category, as we mentioned before, but also that market segment, the solar application. And I want to be clear, the solar application gives a tremendous opportunity with a breadth of products that relate to a wet location. So if you have a contractor that does a lot of rooftop equipment work, he can look at the brochure of solar products and see a product that's going to seal out water, maintain good equipment grounding and bonding characteristics. But to lead into this slide here for you, James, and to the group, the solar market is ever growing. It's the fastest growing market opportunity within our segments. Prefab, again, when you think of the work shortages, the labor issues that are out in the marketplace, contractors need to, if not doing already, evaluate products that can promote speed, accuracy, good workmanship out in the field, prefabricate an assembly in the shop, get it out to the field so that the guys can focus on installing, connecting, and terminating the equipment. And a third area of significant growth is the data center. When you think of all the transformers that are being installed, both floor and wall inside of a data center, Bridgeport has an array, no pun intended, to the solar market. We have a breadth of transition fittings that can help transition from EMT to flex metal conduit or greenfield, also from rigid conduit to liquid tight. Just a lot of ways to have flexible connections into a number of the transformers that are being installed in a data center. So these three markets, solar, prefabrication, and then also the data center, has given us a great opportunity to promote our product lines and also show innovative ways to work fast, but also maintain good workmanship.
Excellent. Thank you for introducing us to those key markets. Now, regarding these markets, what are some trends that you're currently seeing regarding Bridgeport fittings?
And it almost ties into how we were gearing ourselves up from a manufacturing. There are macro trends out in the industry that certainly do affect how we go to market, how significant prefabrication is with the first one. Again, you look at some of the statistics, there's 7,000 new electricians, but there's 10,000 a year electricians are retiring. So the ratio of new electricians to the industry versus the retired demographic is certainly less. And so the lack of labor and workforce and skilled workers has created that prefab scenario. You look at the supply chain issues and China being so socio-economic to how products come into our country. Also, the way that they're elevating their own domestic, they're manufacturing for their own higher standard of living. So with that, and realizing that we can't be dependent on foreign supply, we're looking daily, weekly, monthly at items that we can bring back home and manufacture here in Stratford, Connecticut. You certainly see an uptick in U.S. manufacturing for us, but then also out in the marketplaces with manufacturing facilities being built, upgraded, warehousing and distribution facilities being built and upgraded, and those have given the Bridgeport technical sales manager, the regional sales manager, and our distributor partners the opportunity to go out and promote our product line, from the core products to all the new and innovative products that the Grainger locations have in stock. Lastly, the digitization, having better services, making it easier for a Grainger branch to get pricing, get supply, receive materials, all of those EDI, possibly VMI, those different scenarios. We are upgrading our systems with ERP and warehousing as we speak, and that can only help to promote better availability. So these four areas are trends that help us grow our business and promote our product offering, but they're also prevalent here in our facilities, regionally and nationally in distribution facilities. So we have to stay with the times.
That's great, and I couldn't agree more, especially with the lack of new electricians coming into the field. This has been a growing concern of mine, not only electricians, but other trades, welders, mechanics, plumbers, what have you. There's such a huge shortage because the youth of today is not going into those lines of work. And it's very important that we start getting them trained to be able to do that, because eventually what's going to happen, we're not going to have those trades available. And I could only wonder what will happen at that point.
If I could expand on that, James, when you think
Yep.
about the new innovative products, there's a category from Bridgeport Fittings called transition fittings. And you see some mock-ups behind me. Here's some transitioning from MC cable to EMT. It's a way to, again, key in, have the prefabrication shop cut EMT, deburr it, drill out wireways, get the installation, the erector set of SOAR ready for installation out in the field. And the men out in the field can run their branch circuits, their MC cable, and transition cleanly, neatly, less cable management needed. Again, these new innovative products are tying in nicely with the fact that we have to be quicker, promote good workmanship with fewer men out in the field. And so it's been an opportunity for Bridgeport to show our labor-saving products, problem-solving products. And one thing that the contractor likes to hear is these categories of new innovative products are UL listed and meet all the criteria for the standard at which they have to be tested. And they're AHJ approved. People like myself, we have a technical sales team here at Bridgeport Fittings that goes out and meets with inspectors, meets with contractors, shows them how to install our products, the concept, the reason behind the product, the compliance relative to performance, why a zinc fitting is great in an outdoor wet location, like a rooftop, top this building here. You scratch and you nick fittings when you install them with channel locks. Well, a zinc fitting is inherently corrosion resistant throughout. So why not have a fitting that if you happen to scratch it and nick it as it sits in the weather for many years, it's never going to rust. And so that's been a tremendous advantage for us to talk about, yes, flag waving about the US manufacturing, but the fact that we're casting a zinc alloy has created a tremendous awareness and a better understanding of why products, when built right, are made of zinc alloy and the benefit that the installer. The solution is speed and good quality connection, but then also performance over a long time when installed. Here
Yeah,
is
yeah, you
here's a great snapshot of categories of products that we excel. We are better in these categories than most manufacturers. I say that somewhat humbly, but I'm passionate about it. It creates great door opening opportunities for a Grainger salesman if he was to show any one or two of these unique categories of products. He would show the electrician, the contractor, that he gets it. The rough in has the smallest dollar value of products during the roughing in of conduit and cable. But boy, it certainly incurs the largest volume of labor units and man hours to rough in conduit and cable. So if you can show that electrician or contractor's time that can be saved by evaluating these unique ways of maintaining good performance and workmanship, it could be a win-win for both parties.
that's great. I'm glad you explained those types of solutions that Bridgeport Fittings can provide to the end user customers or installers. We got a little bit more about your innovation and the types of solutions that you can bring, such as what we have here on this slide.
Yeah, it's just a checklist. You think about the technical sales team, the product management team, which is getting better and better every day with so many talented people from the NSI platform helping us here at Bridgeport. We look at a checklist before we kind of get into our design. Will this product idea or concept be material saving? Will it solve a problem like a split grounding bushing? I can install a split insulating bushing after the wires have been pulled. I can replace a insulating non-metallic bushing that's been cut and get it so that it's correctly positioned and protecting conductors. Or I can upgrade a piece of equipment. This facility here started in 1956. The code requirements in 1956 are not the same as they are today. So there are grounding and bonding requirements that sometimes have to be upgraded. And so with that, a portion of the facility won't be shut down as long because you won't have to pull back wires. You can position this in with a shorter downtime of power, get it corrected, bond the equipment, and move on and get the plant safer than it was previously. Again, that's a problem-solving product. If we go back to the slide, you'll also see a number of the requirements being AHJ approved, always being in compliance. Labor saving, as I grew up in the trade, when I think of labor saving and speed, sometimes the faster you're working, the poorer the workmanship. And so if we can design a series of snap-in connectors that snap in tighter in the box, promote good equipment grounding and bonding, but also I can quickly manage all the light fixtures and connect the MC cable quickly and efficiently with good workmanship. That's a benefit. So again, is it material saving? Can I use fewer products to do the same thing? Problem solving like a split grounding bushing, labor saving like an Easy Lock snap-in connector from Bridgeport, always promoting good workmanship. Bridgeport will insure me as a customer, and as a salesperson, you'll be promoting a product that's listed and code compliant, meeting the National Electrical Code. And with our training, our presentations, our relationships with large municipalities, the inspectors are approving. And I've heard some inspectors say, Eric, if there's a I thought there was a Bridgeport box here. If there's a Bridgeport box on the job, I know that product is UL listed. And so that's been a credibility approach. So I look at this checklist and I call it productivity. And it's because jobs done right, get your certification, and affect the bottom line in a positive way in many ways.
Excellent. Thank you so much for going over all of that. Those are some great solutions that Bridgeport can provide to the end user. Now, the next slide that we have is a special announcement, something that I know Rowe-Thrush, we're very excited about, and I know you're very excited about too. Unfortunately, as I switch to this slide, it looks like on PowerPoint, it's just fine, but here on StreamYard, for some odd reason, it's a little messed up. But we're proud to announce that Remke is now part of the lineup with NSI Industries, Bridgeport, Torque, and Polaris. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Remke, who they are, and what makes them so important for those that may not be aware of who they are?
Remke is a tremendous product offering, now part of our conduit and cable products offering. It expands the opportunity to sell the NSI brand of products into two more additional markets. They too are a U.S. manufacturer in Illinois, the Vernon Hills area. I've visited the plant. Again, they are so similar to Bridgeport, passionate workers with long tenure. They certainly have proven and showed me that they know how to manufacture a quality fitting. I talk about zinc alloy coming from the Bridgeport facility here in Stratford, Connecticut. Remke, located in Vernon Hills, Illinois, they manufacture with a lot of aluminum, stainless steel. They also take aluminum and stainless steel and brass, another corrosion resistant alloy, and they tin plate it or nickel plate it. So with the nickel plating, you're getting very robust materials that can handle food processing, exposed environments, very dirty, harsh environments. With that, they also have a line of molded connectors. You think about, I think about the manufacturing facility here. I see the liquid type connectors, the oil, the automation, the programming, the conductivity needed by molded cord sets, the durability needed in the oil washdown and detergent type areas, the adverse areas here in the plant, and promoting good durable materials that can stand the test of time. In conjunction with a zinc alloy fitting, you're looking at a conduit and cable product offering that is second to none. With that, you can go and call on an industrial facility and provide a number of different fittings in both liquid tight, cord grips, portable cord connectors, indoor, outdoor hubs. They also have a line of stainless steel hubs where we have a zinc die-cast alloy conduit hub. So again, a nice complement of materials and product lines, making us that much bigger, an encompassing conduit and cable solutions package, because I'm pretty darn confident that as a Grainger salesperson, you'll have the right connector or cord cable connector for the application.
Yeah, it's a great partnership, and Remke being in Vernon Hills, as you said, they're just a stone's throw away from where we're located here in Mundelein. So we've actually been going over there to their facility a couple of times now since the acquisition happened. So we're super excited about that. And with that, are there any new products, whether it's Remke or Bridgeport, that are coming out soon that you want to talk about? And let's make it very brief because we're getting right up to about 30 minutes.
Yeah, look for, now that we've completed our Easy Lock Snap-in package, look for many more customers to be asking for the Bridgeport Easy Lock connector. The Duplex series has been launched and is available. Look for also some training emails moving forward to kind of show the salespeople the features and the benefits. Also, Bridgeport is coming up with a unique liquid tight connector. We know the value of having the breadth of line that we have now, but we also want to have a non-metallic liquid tight connector that is that much easier to install and that much more durable in some very corrosive conditions. Again, the Remke product offering, I just got some good notification this morning. There's a supplier number been allocated. The executive teams from both Grainger and Remke will make sure that we're putting together the right products to be available at the Grainger locations.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. We're working close with the Remke team and Grainger on adding those new items into Grainger's system. This is going to be really big. Definitely next year at the Grainger show when we're back in Orlando. I'm sure as long as NSI goes to the next year's show, we'll have some Remke products on display there as well. So last question that I have, are there any trade shows that you guys are coming to coming up soon?
Yeah, we certainly attend the national shows, the NECA, the National Electrical Contractor Association show. We will be at a number of industrial shows regionally. We participate in the IEC, the Independent Electrical Contractor Show. Again, Bridgeport has positioned themselves as being a commercial, residential conduit and cable manufacturer. With the addition of Remke, we are now going to be participating in industrial type shows like the Grainger Trade Show. And we're certainly looking forward to expanding our recognition for our product line here at Bridgeport, but then also growing and teaming up with the Remke team to be the best conduit and cable fittings package in the industry.
Excellent. And obviously they're coming to the Grainger show here in a week and a half, roughly. So we're looking forward to that. They will be in booth 1942. That's the NSI Industries booth. So within that booth, we will have Torque, Polaris, as well as Bridgeport Fittings, who we're talking to here today. With that, both the video and audio recording of this will be available on the Rowe-Thrush SharePoint site. Here you have my contact information as well as Eric's if you have any additional questions or anything like that afterwards. And just a quick announcement, our next live stream will be next Friday, February 10th, where we will be interviewing Pack Strapping. They will also be attending the Grainger show. So that's our last solution selling show before the actual show starts. We wanted to make sure to try and pack it in with as many suppliers that are attending the Grainger show. So with that, Eric, thank you so much for joining our call here again. Maybe you'll watch some Godfather and listen to some Grateful Dead or Led Zeppelin over the weekend. Hope you stay warm where you're at in Connecticut. I know I'm going to do the best I can as well here in Illinois.
James, a quick comment to the group. If there's any item from Bridgeport Fittings you'd like to have a little bit better understanding, see a demonstration, get a better understanding of feature benefits so you can go in and present it to the customer, please do not hesitate to give me a call. With technology, we can quickly do something in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I can forward you a video of something being installed. We want to educate you and help you be that solutions provider for your customer.
Excellent. Thanks for that quick plug. With that, again, thank you for joining the call, Eric, and everybody watching this video. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it, and join us on our next live stream.
Thank you, everybody.